Welcome back, YouTubers. It's Chris Miasma here with another video. Today we got the profile of my Spectral Strike Darkness Dragon World. As you can see, my buddy is Death Gaze Dragon. So let's get started with this thing. As always, we're going to start with our size 1s. Since I got 4 Death Gaze Dragon. And just standard buddy, but a great size 1 to have for the deck. Then we have 2 Black Dragon Garcia. 3, this is my optional tech. I'm looking for something to take him out for. But I've got 3 Black Dragon Taradis. And then I have 4 Black Dragon Cold Death. Alright, on to our size 2s. I have 2 Death Wizard Dragon. Namely just because you only pay 1 life and get to build up your gauge by 2. We then have, for those of you familiar with the new promo packs, 4 Black Dragon El Hurricane. It is a size 2 monster with a Spectral Strike of 2. Which is beautiful comparative to some of the other things we've had for the deck. And finally we have 3 Bloody Moon Dragon. There's a lot of cards in here. I'd like to take them out for better things, but their Spectral Strike or their regular crits and power just make them attractive to keep. This is another optional tech for my size 3s. I have 3 Black Dragon Malve Taker. A lot of people ask me why. Quite frankly, I don't see them all that often when I draw or even during a game. I might end up seeing 1, and if I see any after that, they immediately go into my gauge just to help me, have a card to charge and draw with. And next up, we have my spells. I have 4 Devil Stigma. For those of you familiar with this card, and for those of you not, I'm going to explain it anyway. Devil Stigma is a counter card that when your opponent decides to attack is when I find is the best time to use it. You use it to take away their target so that they've already used up the attack and they can't change their target. Which is beautiful because you also get to amp up your life as well as put 2 cards into your gauge. Next up, of course, we run 3 Midnight Shadow. Just great for stopping any attack that would come at you so long as it's not a link attack. Which if you have to link attack in this deck, you are just being all-time pro. Next up we have 2 Lunatic. Which is beautiful for kind of helping to slow down your opponent. Especially if you have multiple Black Dragons on the field. Well, you can also have your opponent choose a card from their hand and discard it, as well as destroy a card in their gauge. Which is just overall great for helping you destroy your opponent. Then we have 2 Death Damage. I actually have a couple of these in my sideboard. I have 2 others for when I go up against things like Seeger decks. Namely so I can wipe out that soul or even just save 1 in hand for when they eventually get to Tempest. Which is beautiful to use on them. Especially since most times they don't, well, they hope you don't have 1 in your hand. Then we have 2 Black Revenge. Perfect for when you have a size 1 or size 2 in your drop zone and you might need a monster or to get it back, but the only kink to it is that you have to have 5 life or less, which makes it a less than desirable card to play, but I find it useful all the same. Then we have Dark Energy. I find this is a very fun card because it takes and it negates the destruction of one of your monsters and gives your monster counterattack, which is great, grand, and wonderful. And then we have 3 Black Dragon Shields. Once again, perfect for when your opponent comes at you with those big hits because it pumps you up a life. It doesn't nullify the attack, but instead it takes any damage you would receive and lowers it to 0. Which I find that a pretty good balance for the deck for something to use. Not too bad, not too good. Now, this is a card I'm actually looking to replace in the deck. I just haven't found what I really want to replace it with yet. I'm looking at some of the new stuff for Purgatory Knights. Maybe there's a card in there I would like to try out. But it is Evil Death Scythe. It has a Spectral Strike of 1. The only thing that really bothers me is its power of 4,000, because so many players run things with defense that are so much higher. This is the only weapon I run. I'm actually looking at the Spectral Strike weapon as a possibility, and a few others, like the ones from the trial decks. So I'm trying to figure out something to replace that with. And then we run 3 Slow Pain Fall. Sometimes I sideboard out 1 when I feel it's not as necessary against certain opponents. Because sometimes people just get overwhelmed by the Spectral Strike, and it's better to have more cards that support that versus the impacts. But I like it. You pay 4 gauge and destroy a black dragon on your field and deal 4 damage to your opponent. But just like most big impacts that deal endgame worthy damage, the centers have to be open. And that's my deck. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please leave your comments below. I look forward to seeing what your concerns are, suggestions, whatever. Or if you love the deck, whatever. Or let me know. I'll catch you guys later. Please remember to subscribe, because we'll be coming up with more updates soon. Catch you guys later.